Hey, welcome back to another 1001 Beers. You must try before you die. We're here in that Odyssey of beers with Quino and Tony, and we've got another one Tony's got from from Down Under, and it's Australia 1998 first brewed 7.5%, and it's Cooper's Vintage Ale, the
Excellent.
2019 edition. So it's a good vintage. So
It's Australian, not South African.
okay, right. If you'd like to crack it open, I'll do the tasting notes. Cooper's Vintage Ale presents itself with a reddish-brown hue, dotted by yeast, and pours with a lingering head. You didn't even need to use the thing for that. It's a screw cut tap.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Pours with a lingering head. Note the caramel and toffee flavours and aromas that intensify with careful cellaring. Consider savouring with strongly flavoured cheeses. Well, I don't have any strong flavoured cheeses. Interesting, it's a screw cap for a vintage ale. That's the first screw cap vintage ale I've ever seen in my life.
Well, those Aussies like to do things a bit different. He's going to start making the first Aussie jokes.
Bloody Australians.
They wouldn't get that 4x for anything else.
I don't think I've seen a cast made 4X in a long time.
I'll be honest, the Kath and Kim gags before the end.
Who?
Kath and Kim. You ever seen Kath and Kim?
Nope.
You are missing out if you've never seen Kath and Kim.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Should we go out to the beer? You foaming galah. Right, so let's look at it. It's kind of...
That's bottle conditioned, I presume, because that's pretty murky.
Yeah, but that's what it looks like in the picture as well.
Is it? Okay.
More or less.
More or less.
I don't think it will matter that much, to be honest.
It's got-
No, there's no gunk in the bottom.
Is there no gunk in the
No, I
bottom?
think that's how it's supposed to be. I'd be very surprised if an Australian beer was bottle conditioned.
Oh, there is a little bit.
Oh,
There's
well.
not a huge amount, but
Be
yeah,
fine, be
it's
fine.
I'll be fine.
It'll
It'll be fine.
Well, let's talk about the bottle
You'll
first. So
stick-
basically, it's
Put hair on your seams.
you've
Something
seen
like
you
that.
saw the bottles for the previous two Cooper's beers. It's the same style, but
Mm-hmm.
they've gone for this kind of instead of having red or green like the other ones, it's kind of almost like a beigey colour. And then they got a man with a huge beard
Because it's old, isn't it? So you use beige.
and a man with a huge beard who I'm going to guess is Mr. Cooper. Are we hanging with him? I don't know. That's a really terrible gag. Using the finest ingredients, our own Cooper's malt, prime seasonal hops, and our cherished ale yeast, this naturally conditioned ale exhibits generous, well-balanced aroma and flavour. Yeah, that's it really. So we've obviously, it's got a reddish, hazy tint to it. What does it smell like?
Smells good.
Ooh, smells kind of sweety and malty.
That smells. But I
It
sort
always
of,
smells like an Indian restaurant. Nothing spicy.
Does smell a bit spicy actually.
I can't go with the spicy. I don't know where you're getting that from, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, Tony goes to different Indian restaurants to me. That's not the smell I normally get. I was thinking it smelled sort of Burtony beers. It smells of brewing.
Well,
Maybe
without
it's a malt.
tell you what, let's go for the taste.
Yeah, let's see if we get Canberra
Cheers.
or Kashmir.
Cheers.
Flaming Galah.
Oh, that's rather quite nice.
Yeah.
That is quite pleasant indeed. It's really malty. Got a lovely caramelly malty taste to it, almost toffee-like.
What's the ABV on that? 7.5. That is does what it says in the tin or
It's
bottle.
very nice.
It's an extra strong vintage ale. It's not too sweet. It's not too cloying. Malty.
They're probably quite bitter.
It is bottle conditioned, by the way. It says in the book. I just read it. Whoops. Oh, well.
you so.
You know what? It doesn't really matter, does it?
Mr. Heinz bloody ketchup.
I didn't pour it.
All right, Mr. Heinz ketchup.
So apparently the first batch this ever made sold out within 5 days. Subsequent batches were not produced with the intention of replicating the flavour profile of the first one, but rather improving it. This is the reason why each batch or vintage is unique and identified by its year. In the same way are the wines in the famous regions surrounding the South Australian brewery.
John, Tony, I'll bow down to you here. I could not smell Indian restaurant, but there is a spicy element to that, isn't there?
Yeah.
So either your taste buds are more refined than mine, Or you drink some more interesting
A
beers
bit,
in Jim
bit of
restaurants. Nigel.
orange as well. Orange zest.
Peel.
Yeah, that'll be from the whatever hops I use. There is that kind of zest kind of taste to it. Orange
It's,
peel.
sort of, it's something, yeah, some resinous.
Yeah, you can feel it on your tongue as well. You can taste it.
Oh, there's my dog there playing with the ball. Sorry. It's okay. My girlfriend whispering sorry there.
You've improved the video immeasurably. It's alright, carry on.
This is we're not. This is not even vaguely professional. It never has been. Never will be. And that's the joy of doing these.
It's
little
like, remember
challenges.
watching the IT crowd where Moss did his little video games reviews? Yeah, we're kind of in that zone, aren't we?
It's all right. It's fine.
We don't care.
Doesn't matter. This is a very pleasant.
This
beer.
is, and it's surprisingly complex.
Yeah.
I keep getting different flavours.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it.
so much going on with
I've
it.
got the stereotype. It's an Australian beer. It's gonna be one-dimensional and a bit shit.
Nope.
It isn't. It's
good.
genuinely
Well,
pretty good stuff.
Cooper's Brewery have been around for a very long time. But this is one of their newer beers. So it's been and it's still run by it's still a family-run brewery.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, the
Good
brewer is Dr. Tim Cooper, and it's been the brewery has been run by the same family for more than 140 years.
stuff. Okay.
So it says here, a healthy fear of change has meant that any upgrades to the brewery have been performed in such a way as to ensure the flavour profile of the Cooper's beers remain constant. A special panel of experienced Cooper's drinkers who recall the beers of decades past is commissioned regularly to ensure the brewery remains
Bunch
true
of
to its history.
Australian codgers. That sounds perfect, actually. There's plenty of British breweries that should employ the same
Yeah.
thing. Drag the old gits out of spoons.
Yeah,
Drink this.
I think it's a very sensible idea.
Yeah, well,
Um,
that's the way to do it.
yeah, absolutely. Great beer. Not much else to add on that. It's
No.
just that is a really really decent beer. It's got a every sip adds a different flavour back to you.
Yeah.
So that is much better than their other two. The other two offerings are bland and insipid. The sparkling ale is pretty rubbish. This is amazing.
So chuck it down a bit. But this is genuinely pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Well done.
Well done, Coopers. You've redeemed yourself in my eyes after two poor beers. So
Hey, 2 words. Look at me, 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 look at me. Got 2 words to say to you. Like, comment and subscribe.
indeed.